Hi guys, Tracy here with another scrapbooking process video. This is actually a super quick layout that I created with leftovers from a page that I created using the Heart Day collection from Crate Paper. That page will be over on the Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine blog a little bit later this month, so at the end of January. But in the meantime, I thought I would share this video with you guys that shows what I did with my leftovers and how I made this super fast layout. So I'm starting off with a background here that I made at the same time that I made the layout on the other page. So in order to see how I made this, you'll have to check out the other process video, which isn't up yet, but I just used the packaging technique or the smooshing technique to put ink all over the background paper. And then I used the Hipstamatic app to print up these photos, not to print them, but to manipulate them and change them. And so here I used the Marshall lens and the Pearl film on Hipstamatic. I just took a screen capture there so that you could see. If you're interested in the Hipstamatic app, I have a video that's all about it. I'll link it in the information section for this video. And there's the paper and there are the photos. So I had printed a couple of different photos. I was trying to get the sizing right, so I wound up with 3 of them. And I'm going to use the very biggest one, which is printed at 4x4 without any borders, and then another one that is printed at 3x3. So I just grabbed a chunk of the vellum, just used my ruler to tear it to give it a little bit more of an interesting edge, and then I glued the photos to one another and then also to the vellum, and then I glued all of that together so that there was a little bit of mixed media showing all the way around. So I wanted the mixed media showing at the bottom and also the little bit peeking out on the right hand side of the vellum as well. Now I am structuring this page using this washi tape, which is going to hold my journaling. I went to my Instagram account to check out what I wrote as a caption for this. It says, "One day you turn around and your little girl is taller than you and making smoothies in the kitchen." And so I thought that the caption on that was just fine to serve as my journaling. And I really love how the washi tape provides a little ledge for my journaling to sit on. And I didn't have quite enough washi tape there because the phrase was a little bit longer than I thought it was. And now I'm just taking my Luma Color pen, which is a slick surface writer, and I'm just going over where all of the descenders dangled onto the washi tape. The washi tape will not hold regular marker, so the regular marker just wipes right off. So I just used that Luma Color permanent marker for that. And that's a Stettler marker that I love. And now I'm using the charming, thickers that come with the Crate Paper Love Day or Heart Day collection, and I'm using them for my title. I was going to say all grown up or something, but I decided to just go with grown up because she looks very grown up there. She's of course not all grown up, but she certainly looks very grown up in this photo. So I thought that title was just good enough, just the way that it is. And I'm fussing a little bit here with the placement of this washi tape. I want it to be lined up with the washi tape that's above, so I want it pretty much parallel to that. And I just want it to be showing so that it gives another little house for a little ledge for the word up to sit upon. And I want to be, my goal with this is to be just quick and to throw something together that will be a layout that captures these photos. And so I grabbed that piece of acetate that is the little black heart. And then I just want a couple of other black embellishments. So I'm grabbing the chipboard here, and there are these 3 cute little hearts, and I'm taking the larger one and the smaller one. And I'm just using my scrapbook adhesive to attach that heart, and then I just want to move it over because that scrapbook adhesive is blue, and so I just want to move it so that it is covered by the black edges of that outlined heart. And now I'm taking a big chunk off of one side, and then I will take 2 chunks off of of 2 other sides because the layout didn't end up being even. Like, it wasn't centered in the middle of the page, so I was able to take more off of one side. These are Felicity Jane black and white papers that I thought would look really cute as a mat for this page. And I'm going to go with the stripe because, I love that diagonal striped black and white paper. I could seriously buy and use about 25 pieces of that paper. I love a black and white diagonal stripe. It makes such a beautiful mat for a project. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. So if my goal was to do this super fast, it's pretty much done, but I really wanted to add some sewing. So in the interest of doing it quickly, I didn't bring my video camera over there, but I did add some sewing. I sewed along each of the strips of washi tape, and then I also sewed all the way around the edge, and that was white thread so that it's very, very subtle. It just adds a little bit of texture. Now I'm using some spare packaging to mask off my photos, and I'm going to splat some black ink droplets, and I'm starting over the photos and splattering so that the splatters kind of radiate out from the photos. And when I moved the packaging, I stirred one of the little droplets and made it a little bit messy, so I just had to dab it up with a baby wipe or a piece of paper towel. And again, I got a splatter on the U, so I'm just taking a little bit of a wet baby wipe to dab that up so that it looks a little bit better. And it did leave a mark because that Liquitex ink is so pigmented, it's very hard to get every trace of it up off of something if it splatters in the wrong place. So I really like the addition of the splatter to this one. I do think that it adds a lot. Again, I'm taking my baby wipe and I'm just rubbing very gently, very carefully where the splatter landed on the letters. And I am showing it to you now, but I'm actually going to go and grab myself a little gel pen, my white jelly roller. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see what I'm going to do here. And just on the places where the letter looks a little bit messy because the black ink, when I wiped it up, it left a bit of a gray mark on the place of the letters that should be white. And this is very perfectionistic of me. I'm not always this attentive to details, but I find when I have a page that has so little on it, you really do see the details. And so I wanted to clean up the edges here. So every place where there was a little bit of stray mist, I just covered over with the white gel pen just to clean it up. And I think it makes a difference, at least in my own mind. Other people might not have noticed it when they looked at the page, but I know every time I looked at that page, I would be noticing those blobs that shouldn't have been there. So that just finishes it off. And here are the photos for this one. I love that this page came together so quickly. I'm going to do more of these little impromptu extra layouts every here and there just to get a few more photos into my albums. It doesn't have to be extensive journaling or a big long story, just capture a moment, almost like this layout is almost like a snapshot version of a layout. So thanks so much for watching and have a really great scrappy week.